All right, I've had a lot of questions about this, and I want to talk about it for a little bit, which is, Travon Walker has really risen up draft boards, and it looks very seriously like he could or will be the first person called at the NFL draft on Thursday night. And someone I talked to for a very long time and trust said, but did he really play like a number one draft pick in 2021? I don't think he did all the time, no. But this is a nuanced discussion, and whenever you start taking a look at where guys are going to be in a year or two, that's what the NFL draft is about. It's about the near future, not the immediate future necessarily. I mean, ask Trevor Lawrence about that, right? Um, you're wanting to grab guys and in the near future, 2 years at the most, get them going at an elite level. College football recruiting is not necessarily different. There's still development involved. There's a lot that goes into the ball game. A lot of this audience is not an NFL draft audience, but I'll just tell you right now, what happens Thursday night is going to affect Georgia uh, in ways that are hard to quantify. But getting a first round draft pick is something you can sell as a program and can lead to more moments like this. We've had a tremendous audience reaction to DAWGSTRUCTION, and we would be very appreciative. The number one way you can support this site is by getting this book right now. And it's a great way for you to celebrate Father's Day or high school graduation, college graduation, graduate school graduation. There's Travon right there. You can't, this is the only mistake one of the few mistakes I made in the book. You can't really see how he's knocking Luke Doty's helmet off, literally knocking his head off. And having watched Travon, first of all, I'm a big Travon fan. Okay, met him when he was younger. I've seen him play quite a bit, not just football, but basketball too. And when you start talking about the discussion of if he should go number one overall or top five, whatever it is, why has he shot up the board? There's a lot of discussion about how he didn't make a lot of plays, didn't have a lot of to show for his work. I want to show you this image. This image in the book. Do you see those two guys with him? Those are both first round guys. That's Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Personally, for me, I my view is that Jalen Carter is the best of the three. That doesn't mean he's going to go number one overall in the future, but that's who Travon was playing with primarily. He was also playing with Devontae Wyatt. And when you're cutting up a cake, your piece is only going to be so large when you're cutting it four ways. Now, someone like myself who's going to really attack a cake, I want to make sure that my piece is as large as possible because my tummy has to get full, right? For Travon, he's had to do things that coincide with what Dan Lanning and Kirby Smart were calling. Um, he had to make plays in not making plays. That kind of sounds ridiculous, but what I mean by that is he had to do his job. He had to be where he was supposed to be, and in doing so, he really was I thought an edge setter, a guy who, when he needed to make a play, did. Um, I recall for sure. The play that jumps out to me the most was the 2019 rundown of Bo Nix on the fourth down play that ended the game and secured Georgia winning the East for the third year in a row. Um, it was a blitz. He was coming from the outside. Bo Nix is one of the most athletic quarterbacks we've seen in the SEC in some time. And he gave you he could really hurt you with his feet. For Travon Walker, however, you're talking about a guy who maybe not as athletic as Bo Nix because he's larger. Well, that athletic may be the wrong word. Maybe not as fast, but when he got him to the ground, the eruption on the sideline at Georgia in 2019, this is where the "How about them effing dogs" came from. that end of game, I think Georgia had a significant lead, whatever it was. I don't know if it's 21 to nothing. I think it felt like that. Some of these games at Auburn can be pretty wild. If you remember 2013, 2006, I mean, there have been some nutball games on the plains. But when Travon got Bo Nix to the ground, um, Kirby exploded on the sideline, and at the beginning of the 18 season, or excuse me, 19 season, it was pretty evident that him and Nolan Smith were going to be good players. Those two very tight. Um, but moving forward, going to the draft, for me, I would take him because he's a little bit more raw than Hutchinson from Michigan. I talked with someone that covers the NFL this week who felt like Hutchinson was the better play. Um, but I think you're going to see the Jaguars pick Travon Walker number one, not because they don't like Hutchinson. Hutchinson is a spectacular player. Um, Walker has not, to me, has not hit where he will be in the coming years. He is not polished in a way that he will be over time. Um, the other thing to remember about Travon that I'm sure, if any NFL people are watching this are kind of bored, let's not forget that he spent his summers playing basketball and his springs. He has not been a 24-month football player with the exception of the last 2.5 years. Well, actually, the only years where he had that were full football were 2020 and 2021 because in 19 he didn't graduate early to go and play at Georgia. He was winning a state championship in basketball again, if I'm not mistaken, playing for that team for sure at Upson Lee. Father with a background in the military. I've written about his father. Mother has produced the family background is, insofar as I can tell, about as good as you're going to get. Um, and I don't know what his future will be in the league. We can't ever know. But if I'm betting, it's not different than my bet with Matthew Stafford. My bet with Matthew Stafford was if we're playing in the Super Bowl, I want Matthew Stafford to be my quarterback. And when he got to the Super Bowl and he was the quarterback, he made the plays to win the Super Bowl. He's not the best quarterback in the league, but he's gutsy, and he proved that in Detroit. Matthew was not ready for the NFL when he got there, but over time, he's proven that he is more than capable of being a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Is Travon Walker um, that at the end? He comes from he has a more stable. I think he will be a more stable player than Jadeveon Clowney. I do not think he has the pass rushing skills of Jadeveon. And when you look at number one draft picks in the recent past, so many of them have been quarterbacks, and that's kind of hard to. I mean, folks get real jumpy about their quarterback spot. They want it so bad. It's a huge position. The number two position right after that is DN, which is what probably and DN and outside the pass rusher. Could he be Myles Garrett? Yeah, I mean, I think so. Could he be Jadeveon Clowney? Not with the ability to, not with pass rushing. To me, no, he's not. But I think when you look at the recent NFL draft picks that went number one from 2000, well, really this century, it has been either pass rushers, pass protectors, or quarterbacks. I mean, that's where we're at. I'll go down the list real quick. Courtney Brown, number one overall in 2000. Mike Vick, David Carr, Carson Palmer, Eli Manning, Alex Smith. Then you go to Mario Williams, DN, Jamarcus Russell, quarterback, Jake Long, tackle, Matthew Stafford, quarterback, Sam Bradford, Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, quarterbacks, Eric Fisher is a tackle, Jadeveon Clowney, D end, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff, both quarterbacks, Myles Garrett, D end, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, all quarterbacks. You're going to see a pass rusher go number one. The question is it going to be Travon or is it going to be Hutchinson? Travon's more raw. Let's keep that in mind. I would take him.